Hi everyone, my name is Mark, your host, and this is StoryVibe English. Today I'm with my co-host, Jessica.
Hi Mark, hi everyone. I'm excited for today's topic because it's something every English learner faces.
Exactly. Today we're talking about breaking the fear of speaking English. I know what it's like, you have the words in your head, but when it's time to speak, your mouth freezes.
That's the fear. It's not about your English level, it's about what your brain feels in that moment. Your brain thinks speaking is a danger, like you might make a mistake and people will laugh.
The truth is, mistakes are part of the process. You can't get better without them. Imagine trying to learn how to ride a bike without falling even once, it's impossible.
And here's something important. When you speak and make a mistake, your brain learns faster than if you stay silent. Silence gives it nothing to work with.
So the first step to breaking the fear is simple: speak every day, even if it's to yourself. Look in the mirror and tell yourself 3 things about your day.
This builds a safe space. You speak without pressure and your brain gets used to hearing your own voice in English. The more you do it, the less strange it feels.
You can also start with friendly listeners, friends, classmates, or even online speaking partners who understand your learning.
When the environment feels safe, your brain relaxes. A relaxed brain thinks and speaks faster.
So today, try this: 1 minute in the mirror, 3 short sentences about your day, and if possible, say hello to one person in English.
That's how you start breaking the fear. Small, daily actions that tell your brain, this is safe. I can do this.
Fear gets smaller when you collect small wins. A small win is any moment you speak in English and finish your thought, even if it's not perfect. It could be ordering coffee, asking for directions, or saying good morning to someone.
Small wins tell your brain, I survived. I can do it again. Each time you succeed, your brain makes a stronger link between speaking English and feeling safe.
To make this work, we can use something I call the confidence ladder. You start at the bottom with the easiest situations, like speaking to yourself or recording your voice. Then you move to the next step, speaking to one friendly person. Then maybe 2 people. Step by step, you go higher.
The latter works because your brain doesn't feel shocked. You are not jumping from zero to a big presentation in English. You are building comfort slowly.
Here's an exercise. Write down 5 speaking situations from easiest to hardest for you. For example, talk to myself. Order food. Ask a stranger a short question. Have a short phone call. Speak for 2 minutes in a group.
Then start at number 1 and repeat it until it feels easy. When you feel comfortable, climb to the next step. This is how you build real confidence. It grows from success, not from avoiding challenges.
Remember, the goal is progress, not perfection. Even if you feel nervous, doing the task is already a win.
And the more you climb the ladder, the more your fear turns into excitement. Speaking becomes something you look forward to, not something you avoid.
Confidence is not only in your mind, it's also in your body. The way you stand, the way you breathe, and the way you use your voice can make you feel braver when speaking English.
That's true. Your body sends messages to your brain. If you stand tall, look forward, and breathe deeply, your brain gets the signal, I'm safe. I can speak. If you look down, cross your arms, and breathe too fast, your brain thinks, I'm in danger.
So the first thing to train is posture. Stand or sit with your back straight, shoulders relaxed, and your head up. This opens your lungs and lets your voice sound clearer.
Breathing is the second step. Before you speak, take 1 slow, deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. This calms your nerves and gives your brain more oxygen for thinking.
And then, there's voice control. Start your sentences with a strong, steady voice. Don't let your voice fade or go too high at the end unless you're asking a question.
Speaking too quietly can make you feel even less confident. When you speak a little louder, you sound more sure of yourself and people listen better.
You can practice this at home by reading a short text out loud in front of a mirror. Focus on standing tall, breathing calmly, and using a clear, strong tone.
The mirror practice also helps you see your facial expressions. A small smile can make both you and your listener feel more relaxed.
Posture, breathing, and voice, train them every day, and you'll notice your confidence growing before you even start speaking English.
And when your body feels confident, your mind follows.
Even confident speakers feel stress sometimes, especially before speaking English in an important situation. The secret is not to avoid stress but to manage it so it doesn't control you.
Stress is just your body's way of preparing for action. The problem comes when there's too much of it. Then your hands sweat, your heart races, and your thoughts slow down.
One method I like is the 4-4-4 breath. Breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. And breathe out for 4 seconds. Do this 3 times before you speak. It resets your body and tells your brain to relax.
Another quick method is physical release. Shake your arms and shoulders for 10 seconds, then stand tall. This releases the tension stored in your muscles.
You can also prepare by saying a short warm-up sentence in English before the real conversation starts. Something simple like, "It's nice to meet you," or "I'm happy to be here." It wakes up your mouth and your brain.
Warming up your voice is just like warming up your body before sport. It makes you smoother and faster when the real moment comes.
And here's a mental trick: instead of thinking, "I'm nervous," tell yourself, "I'm excited." The body feels almost the same for both, but the message in your mind changes how you perform.
When you change nervous energy into excitement, you start to use it as fuel. Your voice becomes more alive and your words flow better.
Stress will never disappear completely, but with these small actions, you can keep it under control and let your best English come out.
The more you practice them, the faster your brain will relax before speaking.
Feeling safe is easier when you trust the person you're speaking to. And the good news is, you can help create that trust yourself.
Trust grows when people feel you are friendly, open, and listening to them. When the other person feels comfortable, you feel more comfortable too.
One simple way to build trust is to start with a smile. It sends the message, "I'm here to connect, not to judge." This relaxes both you and your listener.
Another way is to use eye contact, but not in a hard or staring way. Look at the person for a few seconds, then glance away naturally. It shows attention without making things tense.
You can also repeat or react to what the other person says. For example, if they say, "I love traveling," you can respond, "You love traveling?" "Me too." This keeps the connection alive and makes the conversation feel like teamwork.
When a conversation feels like teamwork, your brain sees the other person as a partner, not a judge. That removes a lot of fear.
Also, try to use their name once or twice during the conversation. It creates a personal link and shows you care about them.
Trust is built step by step. Each small friendly signal you send makes the space safer for you to speak.
And when you feel that safe space, you focus less on mistakes and more on sharing your message.
That's when your English starts to sound natural and confident.
One of the biggest blocks to confidence is focusing too much on mistakes while you're speaking. If you think about every small error, you lose your flow.
That's because your brain can't fully speak and correct at the same time. If you stop to fix every sentence, the conversation feels broken and your confidence drops.
The key is to keep going. Most of the time, people don't even notice your mistakes, or they understand you anyway.
And if they do notice, they usually don't care as much as you think. Communication is about sharing meaning, not about perfect grammar.
One technique I use is the keep talking rule. Even if I say something wrong, I finish my idea. I can correct it later if I need to, but I don't stop mid-sentence.
This trains your brain to focus on the message. The more you focus on meaning, the less fear you feel about form.
You can also practice with a friend who agrees not to interrupt or correct you until you finish speaking. That way, you keep the rhythm and get feedback at the end.
This method also teaches you that mistakes are just moments. They don't define your whole ability in English.
Confidence comes from speaking through the mistakes, not from avoiding them.
And the more you do it, the faster you'll notice your speaking becoming smoother and more natural.
The way you talk to yourself before speaking English can make a huge difference. If you tell yourself, "I'm going to fail," or "I'm not good enough," your brain believes it and your fear grows.
But if you feed your brain with positive messages, it prepares you to succeed. Your thoughts shape your emotions, and your emotions shape your actions.
One method is to have a short phrase you say to yourself every time before speaking. Something like, "I can do this," "I'm ready," or "I will speak with confidence."
It might sound simple, but repeated phrases train your brain to see speaking as something normal and safe.
You can also visualize success. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself speaking clearly, smiling, and hearing the other person respond with interest.
Visualization activates the same parts of the brain as real experience. If you practice success in your mind, your body is more likely to follow in real life.
I also like to remember past wins. Think about a time you spoke English and it went well. Replay that memory in your head before starting.
That reminds your brain, "I've done this before, I can do it again." It changes your focus from fear of failure to memory of success.
Positive self-talk and mental preparation aren't magic, they're habits. But with time, they become your default before speaking.
And when your mind starts in a strong place, your voice and words will follow with confidence.
Confidence grows when you can speak in English anywhere, not just in one safe place. If you always practice in the same room, your brain links confidence only to that spot.
But when you practice in different environments, like a park, a cafe, your kitchen, or even while walking, you train your brain to feel safe in more places.
Start with small changes. If you usually practice sitting at a desk, try standing. If you usually practice indoors, step outside and describe what you see.
Changing the environment keeps your brain flexible. It learns that speaking English is something you can do in many situations, not just study time.
You can also add light background noise, like a quiet cafe sound or soft music. It prepares you for real-life situations where you need to focus on speaking even with distractions.
That's important because conversations in real life are rarely in perfect silence. The more you train with small distractions, the less they bother you later.
Try practicing with a partner in different places, a library corner, a bus stop, or a park bench. You'll notice your confidence grows as you adapt.
And every time you succeed in a new place, your brain adds it to the safe list, making fear smaller and smaller.
Speaking in different environments shows you that English belongs to your whole life, not just to one room or one class.
And that feeling makes your confidence stronger everywhere you go.
One common fear is talking to someone who speaks English very fast. You might feel lost after a few sentences and want to give up.
But speed doesn't have to destroy your confidence. There are ways to stay calm and keep the conversation going, even if you don't catch every word.
The first trick is to focus on keywords. Listen for the important words that give you the main idea. You don't need to understand every detail to respond.
That's how native speakers handle fast talk in their own language too. They listen for meaning, not for every single word.
If you miss something, use a quick request like, "Could you repeat that, please?" or "Can you say that more slowly?" Asking is better than pretending you understand.
And when you ask, smile and keep your tone friendly. People are usually happy to slow down when they see you're interested.
You can also practice listening to faster English in short doses. Choose a short clip, play it at normal speed, then repeat it until you catch more.
Over time, your brain gets used to faster sounds, and it feels less scary in real conversations.
Remember, your goal is communication, not perfection. Even if you only understand part of what someone says, you can still reply and keep the talk alive.
And the more you face fast speakers with calm strategies, the less they will shake your confidence.
Confidence in speaking English doesn't happen overnight, but every small step you take builds it. From speaking to yourself, to climbing the confidence ladder, to handling fast conversations, you're training both your mind and your voice.
Every time you practice, you're telling your brain, "I can do this." And the more you say it through action, the more it becomes true.
Remember, the fear might never disappear completely, but it will get smaller. And when it does appear, you'll have the tools to handle it.
So keep using the methods we've shared. Posture, breathing, small wins, real-life practice. They're simple, but they work if you make them part of your daily life.
We're so glad you joined us for this episode of StoryVibe English.
If you found these tips helpful, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next podcasts.
We'll be back with more strategies to help you think faster, speak clearer, and feel confident in English.
Take care, keep practicing, and remember, you're better today than you were yesterday.
See you next time.
Bye everyone.